Maybe.
Trevor wanted to say hi on the live stream.
I guess maybe. Well, you can get on the internet, so if our internet's down, that's not it.
Yeah.
It took a few minutes for people to pop up. I just started a brand new one that said part 2, which it's on right now. But there we go. All right, there's some people in here. Great. All right, sorry about that, guys. The feed cut out. Yeah, the feed cut out, and then there was a resume, and it was trying to resume, and that didn't work. So I just decided to start it over. Hey, Dale, what's up? For any of you 2018 Roush guys, Dale's one of the was our first Roush guy, I think.
One of the fastest.
And yeah, one of the fastest. He went 1040s on pump gas, and what do you go, 10.0 or something?
I forget. He was
On
fast.
85. He's right there. You can answer. All right. Well, we obviously started a whole new video, so I don't have a copy of all those other questions. We probably got another 10 or 15 minutes. We're doing this during our lunch hour, so we got to get back to work here real soon. Boost controller recommendations. That depends on budget. We do e-boosts for most street cars that are in that price range, $300 to $500 price range.
2000.
Yeah, or you know, any of the really bad. If somebody comes to me and say they want the baddest turbo car on the planet, it's AMS 2000, the full setup.
Yes, ma'am.
But the e-boost 2 does great for most people. I had an e-boost 2 in my car. I run a hyper control in mine now, but if I was starting from scratch, it would have an AMS 2000. The hyper control is good, but less features. Mustang Scott. Stage 2, dynoed at 640. Nope, we just posted a video yesterday. That was a stage 2 car, and he made 640. So you're right.
We're
there.
hitting the money. Yeah, it's perfect.
Look at that deal. You know, these dynos, even on our dyno, it's a little bit inconsistent with the newer cars because of the octane limitations. But we made 691 on that car on a cool pull, which the 640 was on a cool pull. So, Dale, e-boost street. Yeah, I agree. E-boost. I like the e-boost. I had the gauge style e-boost in my own personal car, but I like the street version better. The button's nicer. It just seems more like a more expensive unit, even though it's cheaper. Matthew, AMS 2000. You're not going to hear a lot about that in Facebook and all those groups because it's a higher end type of deal that's on a higher end race cars. You're talking over $2,000 by the time you buy your CO2 bottle and everything, probably like $2,400, $2,500. So it's only for the most serious of race cars. The nice thing about it is it's up to your imagination on what you can do. You can get a 5-position switch for it, set up boost by mile an hour, boost by gear, boost by speed, or that's boost by mile an hour, same thing. You know what I mean? All kinds of different correction maps. It's a very high-end tool, but not everybody needs it. E-boost Street or e-boost, the round one, works great. Randy, boost to pump and DW 400. Yeah, 800 is possible. We did that. What was that on? Who was that?
Pro Charge car.
Yeah, Pro Charge car we made right at, what do you mean?
830. I mean, we've made 850 all day long with the
Yeah.
400 and a bat. I mean, right then and there,
Yeah.
it's done. I mean, it tanks hard on pressure.
Yeah, one thing to remember about the 400 is they removed the check valve in that pump to get the flow out of it, so they definitely start bad.
Yeah.
Almost all of them, especially on the 85. Basically, you're not maintaining the fuel pressure on startup, and the 85 is more sensitive to that.
Worth the money for horsepower, I guess?
On a Pro Charger, does the Stage 2 make the same pulley?
Make more power. The Stage 2 and the Stage 1, the only real difference is the drive system has its own dedicated drive, and the intercooler is different. Nevins was an HO kit with a Stage 2 intercooler, and that made 900, so there's really no difference. I mean, the difference is pulley sizes.
You're going to want the better intercooler.
Yeah, always get the Stage 2. I mean, you need that.
Doug, header's worth the money. Again,
Always, usually on a boosted application.
Yeah, well, and again, it just depends on what's worth it to you. Some guys will go drop $1,500 like it's nothing. Some guys won't. So, worth is up to your bank account somewhat.
True.
So, but yeah, I mean, for power, if you want the power, then I'd put them on. That's the answer.
I wouldn't do it.
Randy, the check valve. Well, here's the problem with the check valve. Okay, And this applies to other fuel system stuff that I've seen out there that I don't really want to call anybody out on, but when you remove a part to increase the flow, and then you put the part back in, then why put the fuel pump on in the first place, right? I mean, they removed the check valve for a reason, because the pump won't flow enough with it in there. So if you're gonna have a check valve is gonna add some sort of restriction to a system. On a system with a properly sized pump, that's not a problem. When you're trying to stretch some pump that probably isn't the best for that application, further, you're gonna make compromises. Adam says, thank you for the tune. What's up, Adam? Nestor. Hey, Nestor, what's up? Do I think 19s are holding better? There's not enough 19 boosted ones out there
there
yet.
really isn't.
I can't imagine. Put it this way: as far as holding under boost, that's very specific, because I think what you're referring to is the 18 issues in general. The 18 issues in general are not related to boost.
No, I think it's a manufacturing issue, and it will be fixed. I mean,
I think if one of those engines had an issue, it didn't matter if you boosted it or not, it was going to screw up. There's plenty of NA guys that have had issues.
stock guys have had failures.
Yeah, so, and then we've had people multiple people make well over 1,000, and we haven't had, we had one issue with an 18 engine that was definitely Ford's issue, but since the blower was already on it, the person had to build a new engine, and it was an oiling issue with the car, which also could be related to the tick.
Question about transfer.
Where's that? Can you?
Yes, yeah, we were the ones that put up one of the first videos on that. Obviously, we didn't, HP Tuners, and you know, it's their thing, but we did test it early on. We have multiple customers who doesn't like.
Justin Wilson had it.
Yeah, but the NA guys, like, doesn't Letitia and...
Letitia, I don't think they use it. I mean, it's something with axles we would definitely recommend.
Yeah.
Steve Ellis from Paramount was sending it pretty hard on stock axles, but he broke two G350 axles.
Yeah,
recently.
you're almost definitely going to break an axle with it if you don't have axles. So don't even think
Yeah, he
about
doesn't
trying
care.
it without axles.
He loves it. Okay.
The check valve in the pump, most fuel pumps have a check valve in them for
Factory.
reverse flow. The DW pump has that removed to increase overall flow of the pump, but you're going to have fuel pressure drops on startup and issues there.
Then I would hit reply to your ticket for that.
Yeah, Gus, just call, or actually, it's better to
Reply to your
just
ticket.
reply to the last email we sent you, and we'll take a look at it. I mean, there really shouldn't be anything specifically different about your car that requires anything different than what we normally send out, but we're more than willing to take a look at it. Unfortunately, some cars, you know, will shift harder than others, and it could be something different about your car.
Remote tuning.
Yes. That's what we offer a dyno, obviously. If you take it to the dyno with the dyno
Yeah,
shop.
let's talk about remote tuning
Live.
real quick for a second. You know, we do a lot of that. We're trying to implement new policies and procedures to get everybody happier with turnaround times. So when you do a power out of remote tune, you got two options. You're going to do it on the street, or you're going to do it on a dyno. There's certain advantages to doing it both ways. The biggest advantage to doing it on a dyno is going to be you schedule it for a few hours, we knock it out, and you're done. Done, gone.
Done.
See you later.
Yeah.
The other way is on the street, and the problem with those is sometimes that drags out. The log gets sent. You send it when you have time, but we may not be ready for it at the moment, whereas on a dyno, we schedule that to sit there and tune for you. So what we're going to be doing on Street Tunes here soon, it's not required, but it's going to be recommended, and if you don't do it, it's going to delay things, which it's going to be the plan on any remote tuning we do on the street is you're going to have to still schedule it. So you're going to say, all right, I'm going to be ready by my computer at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, and you have us for 2 hours, and then we try to knock out everything we can in that point, but if we don't, after that 2 hours is up, we schedule the next time we will meet up, and then we'll work on it for 2 hours straight. None of this, here's a log, and then 2 days later I get a chance to look at it, and then 2 days later you get a chance to log, and then 3 or 4 weeks later the car's not tuned. You know, for people that's all they can do with their schedule, you know, we'll do that for you, but you got to realize
speeds
that
the
at that
process
point,
up, yeah.
the slowness is like due to your schedule. Dale, thanks Dale. Randy, Better, it depends. If it's a brand new application, then yeah, it's better to be here in person. Otherwise, not really.
Yeah, every SR50 we do here is what the file you get, so
Yeah.
it's all done for you here.
Yeah, that's the big advantage that I think we bring to the table with remote tuning is we are a high volume dyno shop, which
Yeah.
means, and you know, we're specifically domestic. We're mostly Ford now. We will be expanding into the other markets heavily this year, but either way, we do a ton of these cars in person.
2 to 3 a day,
Yeah.
5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah, so at that point, you know, if I've already
cars.
tuned,
It's like 1,000
like
cars
right
a
here,
year.
sitting on the dyno, is Rocky Buckland's VMP powered. It's got a new NPR engine in it. It's got nitrous on it. I've tuned so many of these things. We could send you a file and it'll run 8s without us even logging it, right? So, yeah, well, you know, nothing's perfect.
If the world's
but,
perfect.
Yeah, but chances are we can get you a really killer tune to begin with. But, you know, if it's a new kit or an application that we don't touch that often, or maybe it's an application that we touch a lot and we haven't had issues, you know, installer issues. The biggest advantage to doing it in person is if you have any issues with the car. We recently had a car that had a vacuum block mounted wrong and all that stuff, and we were able to find it in like 5 minutes. And if we were remote tuning with him, I'm not sure if
He'd have been
would've-
down 400 horsepower for
Yeah, who
months.
knows how we would have found it.
We had an underperforming car.
You know, there's advantages to being here, and you know, we're trying to encourage people to come. Derek, I don't know. We don't sell the Siley fuel system. We do tune cars with it, but
We usually use 4.
we use
and
4.
stuff.
I don't really want to talk about that topic though, because I don't want to.
It's been covered a million times.
Yeah. What kind of time for schedule for dyno time? You know, usually we do it in. It depends. Here's the big problem. The negative to doing it on a dyno is depends on the dyno shop that you're using. Some of them are going to be assholes because they don't want us remote tuning on their dyno, but they'll say yes, and then they'll drag out the whole entire process, so you wind up paying 4 or 5 hours of dyno time. So that's a major negative of that. So you have to make sure you're working with somebody who you trust and who's going to take care of you. But typically, you know, we can get it done in 2,
Yeah.
max 3
If
hours.
you don't know anybody, let us know. I mean, maybe we might know someone in your area we recommend. So it's another option.
Scott, I know I answered your question earlier, but I forgot exactly what it was about. Yeah, you can order our kit right on our website. But if you have any issues at all, give us a call. That's another thing that we're real focused on this year is, you know, we always want the best customer service, and we've been pretty good at giving it to you at times, but other times not.
Yeah, you're
And
not.
yeah, and these phones are going to be a big deal. So, like, we really, really want you to call if you need help figuring out what to buy or how to buy it or what parts you might need. Hopefully, you give us the opportunity to sell you the parts, but we at least want to give you good advice. Now, as far as the phones go, let's address that because Rob and I are very, very busy. I'm sure there's some people watching this that would rather us be sitting behind our computer right now, sending them a file, than being on YouTube. But we're taking an hour break real quick to talk to everybody, and we'll get back to everybody. But just calling here and expecting to talk to me and Rob is not going to happen very often. We'll try our best, but we do have a very educated salespeople up front. We got a new guy starting at the end of February, and they should be able to take care of you, or at least get the information that you're looking for, get with me and Rob, and get back to you. Now, we do offer premium phone support for our remote tuning, which is there's a new way to do that. And this is going to be well worth the money for the gold and platinum for most people now because of the phone systems that we just implemented. What we're going to do is, you know, we include phone support, but it was a hard way to manage, like who gets to, you know, like how do you know who's paid for it and all that stuff. So what we did was we implemented a private phone number that if you purchase gold or platinum support, we'll give you this special phone number. And when you call that special phone number, the 3 tuners that are currently at Palm Beach Dyno's phone will ring, and somebody will pick it up and try to help you out. If not, there will be a voicemail on that line too, and we'll call you back as soon as we can. But the idea is it's a special phone number that only you get. We're tracking where the calls are coming from, what numbers are coming from, so you can't give it out online. If somebody's caught abusing it, you're going to lose your privileges of using it. It's very easy for us to change that number. If it gets out there, we'll just cancel that number, generate a new number, and everybody who has paid for that number will automatically get the new number. That's how we're going to try and manage it from here.
Mustang Scott, if you order the N-Gauge, it does come with everything you need to tune.
Yeah. Now it doesn't. There's a USB cable that you can use
for the front,
that we don't include, but you don't need that to use it. If you want to buy one, I mean, you can probably get one locally for.
How much improvement with the Gen 5 over the Gen 3? It's to be seen. I mean, we made 1100 with the Gen 5 on an S197, but it had a Gen 2 on it before, so we don't really know what the comparison.
What was the two comparison between a Gen?
A Gen 3 and a Gen 5, but we did. Rob's had a Gen 2 on it. I mean, it made probably 900, so maybe another.
I definitely can't answer that at boost for boost, but at max power that the blower can possibly make, I'd say it's probably 100 horsepower.
Probably. The Gen 5's no joke.
Yeah, it's the nice thing about the Gen 5, you know, it's bigger a little bit, 3 liter versus 2.9, but it's completely different design. It blows up. The intercooler's larger. It's got a little bit of runner length, which I think is a good thing, and you know, but a 2.9 Gen 3 is an awesome blower. You really can't go wrong with anything from Whipple nowadays, or most of the manufacturers. I mean, we're getting behind ProCharger, Vortec, Hellion, of course, is our turbo one. You know, I don't think there's many bad kits out there. It just depends on what you need.
If bringing the car in for dyno tune.
It depends on, you know, what kind of car it is, or if, you know, you're more than you're more than.
If it's a Cobra, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you're more than, you know, welcome to request Rob if that's what you want, or request me if that's what you want. Rob only does 11 and newer cars. I deal with all the older cars.
What's Travis Scott's question? I don't know. Okay, I can't even see it.
Travis Scott.
Hold on. Let me find his question. On 50 to 70 manual, how much power do you think you'd make with a ported JLT? Plug and play harness.
Is he joking or is he serious?
He's serious.
If he's serious,
I mean, realistically, it makes 440 horsepower.
We're not. Listen here, buddy. We're not ignoring anybody. There's comments flying by, and we're trying our best to help you. So don't get nasty with us. All right? Yeah, come on.
That's like skipping fuel. What's the other portion?
Rob wasn't born when Cobras were made. That's why.
Yeah, I don't like Cobras.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
They're not.
I mean, they're whatever. They're old. With stock cats in place, I mean, you probably make 425, 430. I mean, we're moving cats, long tubes. I mean, I had a kid come here the other day with an automatic, with a G350, a JLT, and that was it. And it made, you know, long tubes, and it made 446 horse on 93. So it's possible. As you need all the right ingredients to make the most power.
Vortec versus ProCharger. That's just a brand battle. They're both good blowers. I don't really have I can't really tell you a preference of which one's better. I think they're both great blowers. I've been friends with a lot of people that work there for a really long period of time. They're all good people, good companies, and that's why we support them. Because not only is it a good product, but you're going to get good customer support from them.
Does it include street tuning? Yeah, we'll drive it. We make sure it's good.
Yeah, but we're not spending hours on the street. If we do our job properly on the dyno and also all of our tune files, like we're not getting a car in here and going, okay, this car's got a stock file and we're going to build it. We make thousands of changes.
Unless it's a specific combination we haven't done.
These files have been refined years and years and years. So chances are, when you come in, we're going to put a file in your car that's going to be in the ballpark. We're going to dial it in on the dyno, and then once we're done with that stuff, we'll go drive it. But we're not going to, you know, spend hours on the street because we shouldn't need to. I mean, if there's an issue, yes. If we dyno the car and we give you the car and there's still a drivability issue, come back, no extra charge, and we'll take a look at it. Now, obviously, drivability problems can be induced by an improper part installed or anything like that, but you know, for the most part, we're going to stand behind the drivability just as much as we do anything else.
Drivability is key. Anybody can tune for what? It's got to drive decent.
18 realistic power. I mean, we've made multiple cars over 1,000. That's probably not ever going to last.
It's not realistic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same. I would say the same. I use the same rod as a 19, or a 17. So I would say 900 on a perfectly good motor would be considered.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be holding up right now, but the one thing we don't know about these cars is durability.
I mean, it's only been out for a year. I mean,
It's already in question because of the block, you know, the plasma bore block. There's been some questions about that being related to the tick. That's NPR's opinion. You can watch our video about our torn NPR towards the end of it. He talks about it if you're interested to hear straight from Tim.
Ford Bug says, what's up, man?
What's up, Ford Bug?
What other question we got here? I'm trying to find some other one.
All right, guys, let's see. We probably got about 5 minutes left, and then we're going to call this good. So we really appreciate all you guys being in here. Make sure, if you like our channel, obviously we love you watching our videos, but please try to help promote the videos. Share them, tell your friends about the channel, stuff like that.
Here you go. How much can horsepower can 18 GT stock run upgrade timing? I mean, realistically, that's Ballard's car. I mean, that'll make...
I mean, he didn't even do the 150.
He did he? I think he has a 150.
Does he? I forgot.
It made, realistically, 1040 wheel horsepower, so that's,
Yeah.
That's about the same thing you can make there.
Yeah, SCT or HP, we use both.
Yeah.
We said this earlier, but we use SCT heavily,
11 to
14 and earlier. We
Yeah.
use both 15 through 17, and we use mostly HP on 18 and newer, but we do SCT NA stuff. But if you're a power adder, we definitely want you on HP for 18 and newer.
100%. What are the injectors? What's 38 pounds?
Well, it depends on the year you're talking about. Mustang, Scott, is that a 18 or 17?
18, yeah.
18,
So,
yeah.
I guess maybe 18. If 17s are there's
The
72s.
DW 72s, which I'm not a fan of personally, they work okay, but all those are stock 13 GT 500 injectors with a drill.
Works good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and the 18 is the 38-pound injectors, which are newer from
Yeah.
they're using. So,
Yeah, they use a smaller injector on the 18.
which you don't need much because it's got both sets.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anything else?
Automatic.
Agreed. We'll be doing more videos with the sleeper kit for sure in the future. It's coming out more as we do more of them.
Yeah, we got quite a few builds scheduled for Rare Fab once the kits get here in the next few weeks, and we'll be doing quite a few build videos for those. We're going to try and do some more videos driving the car around on the street, give you a little bit more feel of actually using it, talking to the customer, let them drive it, and talk to you guys about it, stuff like that.
We do nitrous tuning, in case anybody's... I've seen one question there for nitrous tuning. We do that.
Power limit of 15 through 17. I mean, we've made 1,000 on those, but they don't last. They're not as high as an 18. We've done so many 15 through 17s at 800 with no issue. I would say 800 safe. 900's pushing your luck, and anything above that is, you know.
19
death.
Whipple, gonna use to how many revisions? Realistically, the Whipple, that tune we spend the most time on because, I mean, we are huge fans of Whipple, and it was the hardest to get to drive perfect, and it drives great. So we spent multiple days and weeks, probably 4, 5, 6 weeks getting it perfect, and it drives great. So within 2 or 3, I would say, to get it perfect driving good, with the weather being the way it is.
John Littlepage, I don't know what you're asking about the sales team. Maybe you can better describe your question.
Animal race in March. Which one's March? I guess that'd be Brandon.
Animal Right? Yeah, yeah, we'll be there. We're gonna have a nice big booth, 80-foot booth in the vendor midway. You'll be able to see a bunch of cars there. Rare Fab will be there with us. We'll be displaying products, all kinds of stuff.
That's good. Yeah. That's,
I'll give John a minute to rephrase his question.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what he's asking about the sales team different than what it means there. If you're asking why, you know, why you talk to one person, I mean, and
yeah,
another
so
person here and there, we have multiple people.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of our salesmen, and then you're gonna get passed off to one of the tuners when you make a sale. Trevor's our NA guy. He does all the NA tunes, all of them. We just do primarily force induction, and that's pretty much it, unless there's something that are serious or that's something that I feel we should do. But realistically, we never do NA if I don't have to, because we have so much to do. And Trevor's the man, and nobody really knows of Trevor. Trevor's our little kept secret. Trevor's the man. You don't
Yeah,
understand
no,
what happened sometimes.
I mean, you know, you hear from me and Rob, because me and Rob are, you know, we're on Facebook a lot, honestly. Trevor's on Facebook a lot too, but Trevor's like an all business sort of guy, and Rob and I are like to mess with people a lot.
Trevor probably
so,
does the most work out of all of us.
Trevor's a super hardworking guy. He's a great asset to our team, and Trevor would live here and work here, but you know, he's got family in Oklahoma City and all that. So, and he's got his business in Oklahoma City, Tricky Performance, so he stays there. But Trevor, let's address that real quick. As far as a Rob Shoemaker tune or Trevor tune or Ken tune or whatever. They're all the same tunes, right? Like we are constantly communicating between the tuners on almost every tune. Nobody is tuning on their own here.
Yeah, if you buy a tune
So-
with a JLT, it's the same exact tune you get from me, him, or Trevor.
Right, exactly.
We make them all.
It's you're buying a Palm Beach Dyno tune, and it's up to that. That would be silly if you got a different tune. Now,
Yeah, that would be
if you
very
prefer to work with a certain tuner, that's certainly a valid request, and we do allow that on the power editor cars because the power editor cars are more of a back and forth. Like it's a lot more than the NA side, but Trevor pretty much does all the NA stuff.
If we change anything, if you change the converter, we do change things in the tune converter scheduling, converter lockup, stuff like that. That
Yeah.
all gets changed. Let's see, the best, most reliable price and friendly supercharger. It's within your budget. I mean, Paxton's a great affordable kit. The Hellhorse kit's nice. Comes with our tune. Other kits, I mean,
Well, basically, I mean, it really
Depends on what your
nothing
budget
against centrifugals, but they're going to be the cheapest way to
Yeah.
get into a blower. So we just released a new Pro Charger package. We have a we do our packages and we call them levels, level 1, 2, 3, and we have a level 1 Vortec and a level 1 Pro Charger setup. And you know, that's going to be the cheapest way for you to get into our setup with a Palm Beach Dyno, you know, one of those setups with a Palm Beach Dyno tune. We try to make the cheapest package to get you started, but then we give you the level 2 and
do
3
you guys
for
think
the
your Roush
upgrades.
Stage 2 will be for 1819? What do you mean by that? It's probably the last question. What do you think? What do you mean by what do you think your Roush Stage 2 will be for the 1819 GTs?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that
I don't
means.
know what that means. I'll give him a hot.
Like
minute.
power-wise, I mean,
Generally, we pick up a good chunk, especially above 6,000 RPM.
yeah. I mean, you might want to go back and look at our channel for just the general Roush videos. We've done a few recently. It's not the same. It's a bigger blower, but it's not the same kind of setup as a 15 through 17. I don't think there's going to be huge power gains there.
What do you recommend, or for sleeves versus forge internals for Whipple Gen 5? If you're going to build an 18, you're going to have to almost definitely do sleeves for the most part. I wouldn't want to leave a plasma wire, liner in there.
I agree with that 100%.
So, I mean, your best bet, NPR's got a couple great packages put together for the 18 guys with a piston they helped design from Diamond. It's a bad piece. It works awesome, and they know exactly what to do. So if you're going that part, depends. If you're looking to make 700, 800 and you're fine with that in your 18, that's perfectly fine. But if you're going, I'm going to push the limits, and I don't want a failure, I'd immediately go to a Gen 5 that's sleeved.
And let's wrap it up here, but I want to mention one thing about engines. Obviously, we support NPR. This is not planned, but we both have NPR hats on. But I get questions all the time. I'm sure Rob gets questions all the time. What piston do I use? What piston ring do I use? What bearing do I... Guess what? I'm not going to answer that because this is the answer every single time. NPR. Because you don't come to us and want a little piece of a tune or anything. You want a full tune because we're the experts at it and we know what we're doing and we know how to get you the tune that you're looking for. And the same holds true for an engine, you know. There's nothing, if you want to build your own engine in your garage, then that's fine. You need to figure out, what you want. I'm still not the guy to ask because when NPR needs an engine tune, they ask me and Rob to tune it. And when we need an engine built, we ask them to build it. And when I have an engine built, I don't have a short block built. I have a long block built. Even if they don't touch the heads, well, they're probably going to touch the heads, but even if they're not porting them or changing the valves, maybe they need to be decked.
Maybe there's seat work that needs to be done. Maybe
Yeah.
the guides need to be
So-
done. That's why they are the best.
You're setting an engine builder up for failure if you order a short